Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is Isaac, and today I'm going to help you assemble your in-ground quick adjust basketball system with a 44-inch Fusion backboard. Before we get started, make sure that the model number of your system is listed in the description below. This video will follow the steps outlined in your assembly manual that comes with your system. So if you've already begun and need help with a specific step, please check the description for a timestamp associated with each step. There are steps in this assembly that require 3 people. Make sure that you have at least 2 adults available to help. Before we get into the assembly process, let's look at the tools that we need to complete the job. You may want to pause the video now so you can gather the tools shown on the screen. You will also need additional tools to cement your bottom pole into the ground, so refer to your manual to see what other resources you need. This video is meant to be used as a companion to the assembly manual and not a direct replacement. So for the best results, make sure that you have the assembly manual on hand to complete the build. It's also crucial that you refer to the assembly manual to review the safety instructions to prevent serious injury or property damage. All right, let's get started. In this section, we'll go over how to cement your bottom pole into the ground. Since we're inside, we'll not be able to do that, but it's important that you do. So refer to your manual in section 1 for the instructions how to do that. For the purpose of this video, we'll be using this sleeve as our bottom pole. Take the middle pole, the one with the warning label, and insert it in the bottom of your top pole, making sure that this slit lines up with the hole that's closest to the bottom of the top pole. Insert the screw into the dome washer like this, then insert it into the hole with the slit that you just put. When adding the hardware, the screw may spin freely. That's okay, just make sure it's flush. Before moving on to the next step, make sure you've done the previous step properly. We're going to seat the 2 poles together by striking the middle pole on a block of wood or some cardboard about 5 or 6 times. You will have to use some force, so mind your toes. The goal of this step is to cover that slit in the middle pole. If it doesn't cover it completely, do not continue with the assembly and please call our customer service department. It's important that you do this step properly, otherwise your poles could separate during use, causing serious injury or property damage. Now we're going to secure the 2 poles together by inserting the self-tapping screw into this hole. These screws are designed to go through the metal underneath. Take the backboard brackets and orient them like this. Take the U-bolt and insert it into the backboard brackets into this hole, making sure the U-bolt rests in this notch. Take the inner guard and fold it like this. Place the inner guard in between the backboard brackets, making sure that the oblong hole lines up with hole number 1. Add the hardware to hole number 1, making sure there's a spacer in between. Only finger tighten this hardware for now. Add your hardware to this hole below the large one, making sure there's a spacer in between. Take the rim support channel and insert it into the cutout on the back of the backboard like this. Now take the backboard bracket assembly and insert the U-bolt into these 2 oblong holes. Flip the backboard over, inserting the rim into this cutout, making sure that the U-bolt goes into the top holes on the rim. Then add a washer and nut onto the U-bolt. Add a washer to the remaining hardware and insert into the bottom holes of the backboard, securing with a nut on the bottom. Bend the backboard brackets by hand so these top holes line up with these holes on the backboard. When adding the hardware, be careful not to over tighten. Now go back and tighten the hardware in the backboard brackets. Take two of the extension arms and secure them onto the backboard brackets in these holes. If you're having difficulty inserting the bolt, use the threads to remount the excess powder coating in the hole. Tighten the hardware until the nut is flush with the end of the bolt. Included with your product, you'll find this pamphlet and your manual. Inside, you'll find these stickers. Use the stickers to cover up the height markings on the outer guards since they're incorrect for this model. Fold up the outer guard like this, and then insert the dunk latch oriented like this. Add the outer guard in between the backboard bracket and inner guard, making sure that the dunk latch is in the middle of the inner guard. Make sure all the holes line up, then add the hardware, including the other two extension arms. Then tighten the hardware, making sure that the end of the bolt is flush with the nut. Then rotate the dunk latch and the outer guard up so they match up with these holes on the extension arms. Once this hole lines up with the outer guard and the dunk latch, insert your hardware. Only finger tighten this hardware for now. Next, we're going to attach the extension arms onto the pole, but before you do so, make sure that the self-tapping screw is facing away from the backboard. Line up the hole on the bottom of the lower extension arms with this hole on the pole, then add your hardware. Raise the upper extension arm, lining up these holes with the top of the pole. Then add your hardware. Then tighten the hardware so the end of the bolt is flush with the nut. Now tighten the hardware going through the dunk latch. Before moving on, make sure you follow the next steps exactly, or it will render your poles unusable. Also, before moving on to the next step, make sure that your concrete has had at least 72 hours to cure. With the help of at least 2 other people, we'll now lift the system onto the bottom pole, making sure that this hole lines up with this slit. Now add the hardware to the hole. While 2 people are holding the system, place a block on the top of the pole and strike with a mallet until the slit on the bottom is covered. If you're having a hard time covering the slit, don't continue and call our customer service department. With the self-tapping screw, secure the 2 poles together through the hole in the back. Now go ahead and add the pole cap to the top of the pole. Now add the large loops of the net onto the hooks on the rim. Lastly, remove the protective film off the backboard. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your lifetime, in-ground, quick adjust basketball system with a 44-inch Fusion backboard. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, reach out to our customer service team. And for other amazing products, check out lifetime.com.